I personally like to wear clothes all of the time, especially in winter, but there's a group of people who live their lives wearing nothing at all. And the thing that will shock you most is that 6.7 million people across the UK identify as naturists. I've never seen a single one in my entire life, let alone a million. So the idea that there are millions hiding around us just blew my mind. So today we're going to find them, we're going to find out why they do it, and I might even dabble in it myself. But first, it all begins with
meeting a group called the Stark Trekkers. They walk through the Sussex and Kent woodland. They're basically like Star Trek, but colder.
The organisers obviously hadn't heard of What 3 Words, because I was provided meat information which should have belonged in an escape room. Eventually I arrived 45 minutes late, and this event was to forage for mushrooms.
Why did they say yes about me joining them? Because I'm a fun...
As this man spoke about shedding spores, the men began to shed their clothes, and before long, lots of mushrooms were on show.
The only one fully clothed, which feels a bit aggressive.
But I hadn't come here just to watch. I'd come here to learn. And the first thing I wanted to know was, is this legal?
What does the law say about this?
Well, the law is that so long as you're not deliberately flaunting yourself in any way, create alarm or distress is the terminology, then yeah, you're perfectly at liberty to walk, in theory, wherever you want.
There's no law against it. Everybody likes to feel they can be without clothes at some time or another. Why not in nature?
We are taking greater liberties now than we have in the past, so we'd be less inclined to cover up passing certain properties. And in fact, when we have encountered traffic and a couple of cars came by, they either do nothing or we get tooted at and waved at, you know, so people aren't annoyed, they're just sort of encouraging almost.
They're the politest people you'll ever meet. Someone just apologised for walking too close to me.
As we walked deeper into the forest, I had another question. I had layers on, a thermos flask in my backpack. How are they not cold?
I'm cold as I am now. It's winter.
One is very aware of the temperature. Your body adjusts, and the fact that I'm talking to you quite easily means that I'm used to wearing nothing at all for as long as possible.
Interesting. One thing I didn't expect was that naturists, you know, farting is a part of nature. So you'd be standing next to a guy and he'll just let it rip. A fart will just spray.
Still to come. My next question was why? How do you get into this in the first place?
Why naturism? What does it mean to you?
Well, it all starts a very long time ago, really.
Sorry, can we just quickly acknowledge that this absolute mad lad has nothing on except for a snood? What a decision that is. Would you call a nudist wearing only a snood? A snoodist.
Woke up one morning, I just took my pyjamas off. I just felt a bit constricted by them. I just thought, oh, that feels nice. I never wore pyjamas again after that. I didn't know there was a thing called naturism. Of course, in those days, there was no internet, so it was very difficult communicating and finding out if there were other people who enjoyed being naked as well. And it wasn't till, I guess, I was at university that I met one or two other people that liked stripping off during picnics and country walks and stuff like that.
I've always just liked being naked, as long as I can remember. And as I've got older and older, I've just done it more and more.
When I liked being nude on a beach, then when the opportunity to walk with a group came up, I seized that opportunity.
I think there are a lot more naturists than you might imagine, because people tend to keep it private. They feel a bit awkward.
One of the biggest misconceptions about naturism is that it's sexual. I wanted to get their thoughts on it.
I think people get confused often about nudity being sexual. Naturism isn't about that, right?
No, it isn't. Obviously, we're all sexual beings, and we've also all got naked bodies. Obviously, naturists do have sex. They have kids and all that sort of stuff, but it's not linked. You know, you can be attracted to somebody and decide that, you know, you want to chat them up, and that can happen whether you're clothed or whether you're naked.
Naturism has always felt like an older generation thing, so I went looking for somebody young who was into it. That search was very, very difficult, but I eventually persuaded someone to meet me on Brighton Naturist Beach as long as he stayed anonymous.
So at the beach, first impressions, there's a bra here. There's a pair of knickers over there, and you can see a cafe there. It's kind of a weird setup. So yeah, just waiting for the guy now and we'll see how this goes. Interestingly, right, I thought this beach was empty, but over that mound there's like a natural hump. You go over there, there's just naked people sunbathing in the winter sun. And if you have a house over here, you have a view of them all year long.
The naked man showed up, and guess what didn't? The audio of this segment. But his story was very simple. He started coming here in the days of lockdown, connecting with nature helped his mental health, and he's stuck with it ever since. He wants to see more young people get into naturism, but thinks it's a tough ask in the age of social media and constant self-consciousness. We played some frisbee, we drank some tea, and then I left him to it, because I had my own final challenge to face.
So far we've met a guy on a beach, we've been foraging with some ramblers, but to understand naturism properly, I might need to stop being the observer and become the subject instead. Let's do this. Hello. Yes.
Hello, I'm Roy.
Thank you for this. Thank you, everybody.
Roy runs a group called Pulborough Life Drawing, and he kindly arranged for 6 artists to be subject to my lankiness. Before we started, he explained how it works. The poses increase in length with just 2 minutes, all the way up to 20.
As if getting your bits out in front of people wasn't bad enough on its own, the weather is -4 degrees today.
I was nervous, but I couldn't back out. There were people waiting.
Well, why don't we go around in a semicircle if someone wants to kick off? Would you like to kick off with the first pose?
Hand on hip.
She started me off gently, but would the others be as kind?
I did not become a naturist, but I did become aware that my posture is horrific.
The artists were on fire, which was good because I needed the warmth. The second pose was too embarrassing to show, but here's the third, where they kindly gave me a chair. Oh yeah, then he got me to lay down, which was, I don't know, probably one of the worst things I've done on this channel.
I felt like I owed the artist an apology, not for being nude, but for how skinny my legs are.
How did it feel, did you ask? Well,
It sort of feels like, you know, Rachel Riley on the Countdown, like you've got a whole desk full of people just watching putting the numbers up. Definitely feeling the strain in the shoulder. Okay. A new respect for the models who do this normally. A man in there was just squinting the whole time like this, and I think he was trying to see if my legs were actually underneath my body.
do you think I could offend them anymore? You don't think I can you? Well, listen to this next stuff.
It's weird, it looks so much like me.
That's the idea.
You know the anguish on my face.
I'm trying to find something else.
That's amazing.
You do that number of expressions. Yeah.
Then it was all over. But my ego needed someone to tell me how great I was at sitting still.
Really well. You were really still. 2 of the most important things for a life model is one to be able to keep still, and the other is to turn up. To be reliable.
We ticked both of those boxes today, so.
Yes, you did. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you did.
I came into this thinking that naturists were brave for taking their clothes off, but in reality, they are brave just for not caring what anyone else thinks. We are an insignificant speck on a flying rock in the middle of the universe. If that makes you happy, you do you. Take your clothes off, and I will see you for the next one. Please like and subscribe.
We're at the beach, he's in the nude, waterproof, not trying to be rude. Typical Brit, prude in a snood. Don't look at his bits, there's a full moon. We're at the beach, he's in the nude, waterproof, not trying to be rude. Typical Brit, prude in a snood. Don't look at his bits, there's a full moon. I'm enclosed, but this dude is braver. I'm stood on the beach with a nudist bather. No lewd behaviour, this is human nature. A lot of Red Bulls today, snooker player. I move in favour and illuminator, cause not buying clothes is a super saver. So many pixels, cubist painter, skin is a win, so screw the haters. We're at the beach, he's in the nude, waterproof, not trying to be rude. Typical Brit, prude in a snood. Don't look at his bits, there's a full moon. We're at the beach, he's in the nude, waterproof, not trying to be rude. Typical Brit, prude in a snood. Don't look at his bits, there's a full moon.